From Washington, Davy and me went back home to Tennessee. But Davy didn't want to stop there. He figured the frontier had got out ahead of him whilst he was in Congress, and he aimed to catch up with it again.
When he come home, his politicking done. The Western March had just begun, so he packed his gear and his trusty gun and lit out a grinning to follow the sun. Davy Crockett, heading out west again.
When we got to the muddy old Mississippi, we catched us a steamboat down the river. There was a lot of talk on board about a place called Texas. Seemed as though some settlers was there standing up to a general named Santa Anna, who had brought a whole army in to drive him out and take over the country. Well, you know Davy. Him and me and a gambling man named Thimblerig that had joined us bought some horses and headed out for where the trouble was.
He heard of Houston and Austin, and so to the Texas plains he had to go, where land was free and there was room to grow, and freedom was fighting another foe. Davy Crockett and Crockett's Company.
This here Texas seemed near as far away as the moon. We rode for weeks without getting much of any place or even knowing for sure where we was. Then one day, Thimblerig's sharp gambler's eyes spotted a man on a burro coming our way.
Oh. Howdy, mister.
Buenos dias, senors.
You're supposed to be a settlement of Texans down this way. Know where at it is?
You mean San Antonio de Bexar?
That's her, San Antone.
You must not go there, senors. General Santa Anna has already captured the town.
Well, what about the Texans? Has he captured them too?
Not yet, senor. A few of them are surrounded in the Alamo, an old mission across the river.
Well, Colonel Crockett, it would appear we're too late. Perhaps we'd better turn back, as this sensible fellow suggests.
Well, it appears we're just in time, Thimblerig. Those Texans need our help. Come on.
But, senors, General Santa Anna has many patrols all over. You will not get through.
We'll sure try.
Colonel, look! Horsemen behind us.
It's one of Santa Anna's patrols, Davy, and they sure ain't friendly.
Santone can't be far. Let's get.
They're gaining on us, Davy.
They sure can't shoot for sour apples, can they?
Colonel, there's the town.
And look at that camp spread around it. Santa Anna must have the biggest army in the world.
That old ruin yonder must be the Alamo. Head for it.
They're opening the gates for us.
Them boys on the walls are taking care of that patrol behind us, too. We're gonna make it. Whoa.
Whoa, girl.
Close the gates, men. Oh, that was a tight squeeze. You fellas all right?
Yeah, thanks to you and your boys.
I'm Colonel Bill Travis.
Well, Davy Crockett of Tennessee, Colonel.
Davy Crockett. Come with me. Jim Bowie's our commander, but he's down with the fever.
Jim Bowie? The fellow that invented the knife?
That's him. And will he be glad to see you?
That's the picture, Davy. We are hopelessly surrounded. Less than 200 of us here in the Alamo against an army of nearly 5,000 men outside.
It's tolerable heavy odds, all right, Colonel Bowie.
If we can't hold Santa Anna's army here until Mr. Austin and General Sam Houston can get our army reorganized, Texas is lost.
Well, then I guess we'll just have to hold Alamo.
Easier said than done, Davy. Santa Anna has sent us a surrender demand. If we refuse, he'll put us all to the sword.
Oh, ain't there any place you can get help?
A town named Goliad, about 100 miles away. But I don't know whether they can spare us any men. I doubt if a messenger could get through Santa Anna's lines to find out.
Well, I'd admire to try.
Oh, nothing doing. Having Davy Crockett here with him in the Alamo is more important to the men than any help they might be able to send us from Goliad.
Well, how about letting me go then? I know most of Davy's tricks by now, and I'll get through for you, Colonel.
It's mighty risky, Georgie.
Me and you has been getting in and out of bear traps all our lives. This ain't no shucks.
All right, you're willing to try. Colonel Travis, have my personal horse saddled for Russell. It's the best mount we have.
Yes, sir, at once. All ready, Russell?
Any time, Colonel Travis.
Open the gates. Quietly, men.
Good luck, Georgie.
Now, don't shoot up Santa Anna's whole army while I'm gone, Davy. I want a few targets left when I get back.
All right, close the gates. So far, so good, Davy.
Yeah. Didn't you say Santa Anna was waiting for an answer to that surrender message?
Why, yeah.
Is that cannon there loaded?
To the teeth, Davy.
Oh. Let's give the general his answer, so he'll have something to think about besides Russell in case he's sighted.
I'll touch off that answer myself. Moriarty, give me that torch. Stand clear, men. Fire in the hole. Colonel Bowie wants to know how it's going, Davy.
We're holding our own. They've shelled us right around the clock for 4 days and ain't hit a man of us yet.
I know, it's incredible. I wonder how much longer our luck will hold out.
Luck? Well, this ain't luck, Travis. It's a hand of Providence.
You really believe that, don't you, Davy?
I sure do.
I swear, Colonel Crockett, the sudden quiet is worse than the bombardment. Why do you suppose they stopped shelling us?
Well, I ain't General Santa Anna, Thimblerig. But it could be that since his cannon couldn't knock our walls down, that he's getting his men massed to rush 'em and clam 'em.
We can't hold this miserable excuse for a fort under a hand-to-hand attack like that.
Well, a man don't know what he can do till he tries it, Thimblerig. Duck, Thimblerig!
Davy, they've moved a field piece up at an angle our cannon can't cover. Yonder, over there.
It's real obliging of them to move that close, Colonel Travis. Reckon they ain't learned just how far a Tennessee rifle gun can reach. Let's teach 'em a lesson. Tarnation. Missed. I might too much winded, I reckon. Thimblerig, hand me old Betsy there.
Here, Colonel. She'll do the job.
You got the gunner. I never saw such a shot. Here, try my rifle.
I'd admire to.
The officer that time.
And look at the rest of them run. They're abandoning their cannon. As friend Russell would say, that's the kind of shooting makes the old possum squeal.
Speaking of Russell, Davy, it's time he was back from Goliad.
Well, not till night. He's too smart to try sneaking through Santa Anna's lines in broad daylight.
If he don't make it tonight, and if he don't bring help, it'll be too late.
Well, I don't know about the help, Colonel, but he'll make it back. Russell never left a job unfinished in his life.
Just look at the fires in that camp out there, Colonel Crockett. More of them every night. We can't hold an army like that off forever.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me none if we've already held this one off long enough for the rest of Texas to get its feet under it like we wanted, Thimblerig.
Well, if we've done what we set out to do, why don't we surrender and put an end to this misery?
Well, I ain't much authority on surrendering. And maybe you're forgetting Santa Anna's promise to put us all to the sword when he takes the Alamo?
Yeah, that does put a different complexion on it.
Man coming!
Open the gate! Cover him, men!
Come on, Thimblerig, quick! It's Russell! Georgie, you old he-bear, you made it.
Almost as good as if you was with me, Davy.
What about help from Goliad?
Bad news, Colonel Travis. They can't spare us no help.
I'd better tell Colonel Bowie, Davy.
Break it to him gentle. His fever's worse tonight, and he ain't feeling it all good.
Santa Anna's men was bunching the rushes, Davy. They was everywhere out there. I had an awful time dodging them.
Yeah, come on up on the south wall. That's our station. I'll round you up some victuals.
Men, I've called you together to face the facts as Colonel Bowie and Colonel Crockett and I see them. Russell brings us word there'll be no help from Goliad. Santa Anna is massing his troops for an assault. Russell made his way in through the enemy lines. Some of you may be able to make your way out. You are free to try. I want no man here against his will. I'm drawing a line here on the ground with my sword. Those who will stay, cross over to me.
Well, naturally, every man in the Alamo stepped across that line. So the colonel sent us back to our stations to get what sleep we could. That you, Davy?
Yeah. Thought you were asleep.
You mean, are you?
No.
Since when did I ever do anything you didn't? Outposts all right?
Nothing stirring. But it's getting on toward dawn. When they come this time, they'll have everything, including scaling ladders. As long as we can keep the ladders off the wall, we'll be all right. Now we're just passing the word.
Waiting's the worst part of anything, ain't it?
If you just sit and wait. Give us a little tune, Georgie.
How about you? That song you made up when we left Tennessee.
You remember that?
How could I forget it? It's the only one you ever writ.
Well, we'll try her.
Farewell to the mountain whose mazes to me more beautiful far than Eden could be. The home I relieve from the savage and wild. The home I have loved as a father his child. The wife of my bosom, farewell to ye all. In the land of the stranger I rise or I fall.
They're on us! To your post, men!
Watch those ladders! Push them off, boys! Oh, Georgie, you're hit!
Give him one for Davy.
This is it, Crockett! They've breached the north wall! We got it!
Come on, you cussed varmints, one at a time, so me and old Betsy can handle you.
Storybooks tell they were all cut low, but the truth of it is, this just ain't so. Their spirits will live and their legends grow, as long as we remember the Alamo. Davy Crockett and Crockett's Company. Davy Crockett, fighting for liberty.